Now it's time to discuss about NEET questions concerned to digestive glands. There are 5 groups of digestive glands. First one is salivary glands. These are present in buccal cavity. Salivary glands. There are 3 pairs of salivary glands. One pair of parotid glands. Pair of submaxillary glands. Third is pair of sublingual glands. These are the 3 pairs of salivary glands, and all together secrete saliva. They may ask NEET question concerned to their position in buccal cavity, in which part of the buccal cavity these 3 pairs are present. First one, pair of parotid glands which are present in buccal cavity in front of internal ear. This is external ear named pinna, and internal ear. In front of internal ear, pair of parotid glands are present. And pair of submaxillary glands, they are present behind lower jaw. Behind lower jaw. We do have 2 jaws where teeth are there, upper jaw and lower jaw. Behind the lower jaw, we do find submaxillary glands. And pair of sublingual glands, they are present below the tongue. Below the tongue. Sublingual glands are present below the tongue. Remember, one more terminology as far as tongue is concerned is lingua. Lingua means tongue. That's why a pair of sublingual glands, they are present below the tongue. Sublingual glands. And altogether secrete saliva. They may ask the position in a NEET as well, and altogether secrete saliva. You should remember its pH is 6.8. You know that if the pH is there from 0 to below 7 is acidic and 7 is neutral, above 7 to 14 is alkaline. It is 6.8. Sometimes, the pH of saliva is, they don't give is equal to 6.8. Sometimes they will give slightly acidic, highly acidic, slightly alkaline, highly alkaline. Remember, if the pH is there towards 0 is highly acidic, towards 7 is slightly acidic, and 7 is a neutral. And as far as alkaline nature is concerned, if the pH is towards 7 is slightly alkaline, if it is towards 14 is highly alkaline. It is 6.8 means it is slightly acidic. The pH of saliva is They may give different values. You should remember this. Sometimes they don't give the values. They would give slightly acidic, highly acidic, slightly alkaline, highly alkaline, like that. As it is close to 7, it is slightly acidic. And even they may ask what composition of this. And mucus is also present in it. And electrolytes like cations like Na plus and K plus, anions like Cl minus and HCO3 minus, chloride ion and bicarbonate ion are also present in saliva. And this mucus helps for lubrication. And enzymes. There are 2 enzymes in it. One is amylase. Second one is lysozyme. Amylase, lysozyme. Amylase is a amylytic enzyme. Remember, enzymes based on which substrate on which they act upon are categorized into amylytic enzymes. Means they act upon carbohydrates. Proteolytic enzymes, they act upon protein. Lipolytic enzymes, they act upon lipids. Amylase is amylytic enzyme, means is acting upon carbohydrate like starch, mainly starch, a reserved food in plant. That starch, amylase acts upon starch. It means amylase is amylytic enzyme. It acts upon carbohydrates. And the lysozyme. Lysozyme does not act upon any food as well, so that it is antibacterial enzyme. Antibacterial enzyme. Lysozyme is antibacterial enzyme. It kills bacteria in case the bacteria are present in the food. It kills bacteria. That's all. Is not acting upon any food. Sometimes they can raise the question, which of the following enzyme never acts upon any food? The example is lysozyme. One more is there. Enterokinase of intestinal juice. These are the 2 enzymes which never act upon any food. One is lysozyme and another is enterokinase of intestinal juice. Concern to lysozyme, another NEET question is antibacterial enzyme. Once the question concerned to lysozyme was asked, lysozyme is present in 1. Saliva, 2. Tears, 3. In intestine. The right answer is all these. We do find lysozyme in our saliva also, the incoming food in which the bacteria are there, they are killed by the lysozyme. Even our tears do have lysozyme. It kills the bacteria in case they are about to enter into eyes. Even lysozyme is secreted by some of the cells present in the microvilli in small intestine. That also produce lysozyme. So that the answer is lysozyme is present in the saliva, even in tears, even in intestine. Then, this is the composition of saliva. Concern to composition, I have mentioned wherever they target for NEET questions. Now it's time to study about second group of digestive glands, gastric glands. And gastric glands, they are there in the inner lining of stomach. These are very minute and innumerable in number. These gastric glands do have three types of cells. Those three types of cells, one, mucous neck cells. Their target is to produce mucus. Mucus is there in saliva also. It is there here in gastric juice. Even mucus is there in intestinal juice. It mainly helps for lubrication of food. Lubrication of food. Forward movement of food is named as lubrication. And second type of cells is peptic cells or chief cells. And these cells are meant for the production of the enzymes, pepsinogens. Pepsinogen, renin, prorenin, and gastric lipase. These enzymes are produced by peptic cells. These pepsinogen and prorenin are named as proteolytic enzymes. Just now I have mentioned amylase is a amylytic enzyme acting upon carbohydrates. In the similar way, pepsinogen and prorenin are proteolytic enzymes. It means they act upon proteins. And gastric lipase, the name itself indicates lipase is a lipolytic enzyme. Lipolytic enzymes means they act upon lipids. Gastric lipase is a lipolytic enzyme. Then pepsinogen and prorenin, which are produced by the peptic cells, they are there in inactive form. And there is one terminology, once the NEET question was asked on it. Inactive form of enzymes are named as zymogens. Zymogens. Zymogens are the inactive form of enzymes. They will give the list of enzymes and ask the question, which of the following is a zymogen? Means is inactive form. These two are in inactive form. Their active forms are pepsinogen is inactive form of active form pepsin. In the similar way, the active form of prorenin is renin. Yes, these two are the enzymes produced by peptic cells. And next is parietal cells or oncocytic cells. They are meant for the production of SCL and also intrinsic factors. Parietal cells or oncocytic cells. Once in NEET, the question was asked, SCL is produced by which of the following cells? Mucous neck cells, peptic cells, parietal cells. The answer is parietal cells. That you should remember. Parietal cells and another terminology, auxintic cells. Instead of giving parietal cells, they may give auxintic cells. They produce SCL. One more interesting factor was asked here. It was given here, that is intrinsic factors. Once in NEET, the question was asked, the function of intrinsic factor is, they have given different answers. The right answer is absorption of vitamin B12. Absorption of vitamin B12. Intrinsic factor in stomach helps for absorption of vitamins, mainly vitamin B12. And as far as SCL is concerned, it is not an enzyme, but it helps a lot in stomach. As far as the function of this SCL is concerned, they may ask question concerned to its function. First one is, it stops the action of amylase along with bolus, food can come up to stomach. Even amylase of saliva comes to stomach. But as soon as amylase comes to stomach, its function is stopped. That is by SCL. It stops the action of amylase. And next is, it kills bacteria. Already you know that lysozyme present in saliva of buccal cavity kills bacteria. But some bacteria may escape by the action of saliva, that lysozyme. They will come to stomach. Here there is a SCL. It kills bacteria in case they are there in the food, so that our buccal cavity can be considered as a first check post for pathogens like bacteria, and our stomach is a second check post where SCL is there to kill the bacteria. And the next is, it acidifies the food. Food which is there in stomach gets acidified because of SCL. And very important function of SCL, that is, it converts inactive pepsinogen into active pepsin. It is inactive. That inactive pepsinogen is converted into pepsin. This is by the action of SCL. They may make the question, inactive form of pepsinogen becomes active form, that is pepsin, by the action of SCL. It is very important function of SCL. Concerned to this, they may ask the question. Even about first function of that SCL, they may make, they modify, twist the question and ask, SCL stop the action of amylase. How? How it stops the action of amylase? We have mentioned it stops the action of amylase of saliva. How? It stops the action of amylase by changing the pH. HCl makes the pH of that gastric juice 1.8. It is highly acidic. But that amylase does work when the pH is 6.8, slightly acidic. And remember, the function of enzymes depends upon pH. When the pH is changed, the function of enzyme is stopped. Amylase stops its action as the pH is changed by the HCl. That is highly acidic, 1.8 SPL. It is about the function of HCl, and here totally what is the composition of the gastric juice? The composition is mucus and 3 enzymes, then HCl and intrinsic factors. That is the composition of gastric juice. This gastric juice is produced by the cells in pancreas. Here, to know about the nature, because many NEET questions can be raised concerned to this. Pancreas, it is both exocrine and endocrine gland. We know about exocrine gland. Exocrine gland are the ductful glands. They send their secretion through their own ducts. Salivary glands are exocrine glands. Gastric glands are exocrine glands. Even liver is exocrine, and intestinal glands are also exocrine. But the interesting thing about pancreas is it is both exocrine and endocrine. The exocrine part of pancreas, acinus, that is a compartment in pancreas named acinus. It is having pancreatic cells, and these cells produce pancreatic juice, and this pancreatic juice goes to duodenum through pancreatic duct, its own duct. That's why it's an exocrine part. In addition to this, even pancreas do have endocrine part. That endocrine part is islets of Langerhans. Islets of Langerhans is an endocrine part because it produces hormones, and hormones are conducted not through the duct of pancreas. And remember, all the hormones, they are conducted through blood stream. This endocrine part of pancreas is islets of Langerhans. It produces 2 hormones by its 2 cells. Alpha cells that produces glucagon, and beta cells produce insulin. Alpha cells produce glucagon and beta cells produce insulin, and these two are the hormones which are conducted through the bloodstream, not through the duct of pancreas. They may ask NEET question, which of the following is a exocrine part of pancreas? A sinus. Another question, which of the following is an endocrine part of pancreas? Islets of Langerhans. And even they can make the question here. Glucagon is produced by alpha cells of islets of Langerhans. Insulin is produced by beta cells of islets of Langerhans. As pancreas is both exocrine and endocrine, it is considered as heterocrine gland. Remember, there are strictly exocrine glands like salivary glands, liver, intestinal glands, sweat glands, lacrimatory glands, means tear glands, even mammary glands which produce milk. They are all exocrine glands because they send their secretion through their own ducts. They are strictly exocrine. As they are strictly exocrine, these exocrine glands are named as homocrine glands. They are strictly exocrine, only one function. And other glands like pituitary, thyroid, adrenal, they are endocrine. They send their secretion through the bloodstream. They don't have their own ducts. Those are also homocrine because they are strictly endocrine. These are also homocrine because strictly exocrine. But pancreas, as it is both exocrine and endocrine, it is said to be heterocrine gland. Remember, almost all the glands are homocrine. Either they are exocrine or they are endocrine. One and the only heterocrine means both the exocrine and endocrine is none other than pancreas. They may make NEET question concerned to that. And one more thing concerned to these two can be asked. Already in my first class, while dealing with metabolism, I have explained about this. Till then, we should remember this glucagon what it does is it helps for the conversion of stored glycogen in the liver into glucose. This is by the action of this glucagon. And this process is said to be glycogenolysis. And that insulin acts upon excessive glucose in the blood. It goes to liver. That excessive glucose is converted into glycogen, that is by insulin. And this process is named as glycogenesis. Glycogenesis, formation of glycogen. When does it happen? When the blood glucose level is more than 120 mg per 100 ml of blood is excessive. Beta cells produce insulin. They will through the blood they go to liver and convert that excessive glucose into glycogen. And when this glucagon does work, if blood glucose level is less than 80 mc, less, alpha cells produce glucagon and that converts glycogen into glucose by the process glycogenolysis. And this glucagon, what it helps? It helps for increase in the glucose in blood. So that by the action of this glucagon, glucose level in the blood is increased. That's why glucagon is considered as hyperglycemic factor, because it helps for the increase in glucose level. Insulin, as glucose is more, is converted into glycogen. By the action of insulin, what has happened? The glucose level is decreased, so that it is considered as hypoglycemic factor. Hypoglycemic factor. Which of the following is a hyperglycemic factor? That is glucagon. Which of the following is less glycemic factor? Insulin. Instead of asking the factor, they can ask the process. Which of the following process is hyperglycemic? Glycogenolysis. And which of the following factor is process is hypoglycemic? That is glucogenesis. It's about any questions concerned to pancreas can ask. That a sinus part secretes pancreatic juice. That pancreatic juice is having the pH 7.8. Remember, whether it is bile or intestinal juice or pancreatic juice, they are there in the duodenum where the pH is maintained around 7.8, alkaline pH. That pancreatic juice is having inactive enzymes. These three are inactive enzymes: trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen and procarboxypeptidase. All of them are proteolytic enzymes. Proteolytic enzymes acting upon protein, but they are inactive. They will get activated. And alpha amylase and maltase are amylytic enzymes. And pancreatic lipase is a lipolytic enzyme. Nuclease concerned to the digestion of nucleic acids. And these three, they are zymogens, means inactive form of enzymes. In that gastric juice, we have come across two zymogens, inactive enzymes, pepsinogen and prorenin. In the similar way, trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidase, all of them are inactive form of enzymes.